Now I will go into an explanation of the 8 levels. I have an 8 level happiness system. Why? Why? Why 8 levels? And by the way of looking at this is that the 8 levels can be seen as a compression and simplification of what you learned during the 12 weeks. It reduces the 12 lessons down to 8 master strategies. There are 12 weeks in this program. However, if you reduce them, they come down to 8 levels. So the 8 levels is just a simplification of what you learned during the 12 weeks. Now, again, why do I have an 8 level happiness system? My 8 level happiness system is based on the brutal and painful lessons that I learned during the COVID pandemic. See, COVID showed me the limits of the happiness habit. The COVID pandemic taught me that in times of crisis, I will need more than just a happiness habit. Many people were losing their minds and their lives literally during COVID, but I was able to stay cool, calm, and collected and extremely happy because of my comprehensive 8 level happiness system. And I will reveal those 8 levels right now. Levels 1, 2, and 3. The happiness habit is level 1, obviously. Levels 2 and 3 are the 2 parts of deep programming. So active programming is level 2 and passive programming is level 3. A revolution is 7 days of intense mental programming. So a revolution is level 7. So we have here a logical association. A revolution is 7 days of intense mental program. That's level 7. And level 5 is a filing cabinet. Right now, I have 3 strategies on this level: the booster, magic bullet, and formula 39. This is my abbreviation. MB stands for magic bullet. F39 is formula 39. Again, you will learn what these things mean during the 12 weeks. Any future strategy that I come up with will be on level 5. So that's level 5 here. Anything new that I come up with will go on this here, on this level. This is like a filing cabinet for me. Level 6 is the bliss formula, which I teach on week 12. This is the master formula. For all practical purposes, this formula works 100% of the time. The building blocks of this master formula are some of the strategies taught in the previous weeks. So there's the bliss formula. There's the master formula. That's level 6. And I pointed out earlier when I was explaining week 12. The daily challenge is level 8. The daily challenge is part happiness strategy and part success strategy. So it has elements of both the internal world and the external world. And I came up with this level, by the way, after talking to several people who are very, very depressed. And this is a daily exercise that you do to increase your level of happiness, joy, and bliss. So again, level 8 is the daily challenge, and this is part happiness strategy, part success strategy. So we have 7 out of 8. What's 4? So here's a little background on level 4. The 80% rule. Imagine a scale that goes from 100 down to 0. This scale measures your level of happiness. I believe that you should be happy most of the time. The 80% rule states that you should be happy at least 80% of the time. By the way, this is very high, okay, for many people, but that's because they don't have the stuff that you're going to be learning here. They don't have other strategies. So for most people, that's very, very high. Once you go through this program, this will be very, very easy. And this will be your new reality, actually. This will be your new reality after you complete the 12-week course. Your level of happiness will be in the 80 to 100 range by the end of the 12-week course. So once you hit week 12, boom, you're going to be up here. You'll be happy most of the time. However, keep this in mind. Great self-improvement programs like this one give you a state pump. The better the program, the more intense is the resulting state pump. This is a peak emotional state of excitement, happiness, self-belief, and self-confidence. At the end of the program, you will feel that you can do anything. However, this state pump is temporary. So what you see here is a very typical scene of people at a motivational event. I call this a state pump. They're full of excitement, happiness, self-belief, and self-confidence. They feel like they can do anything. And by the way, you're going to feel just like this at the end of the 12 weeks. But this state pump is temporary. Now, I bring this up because I want to be completely transparent with you. This 12-week program will result in a massive state pump where you experience super high levels of happiness, self-esteem, and personal power. At the end of the 12-week program, you will feel like you can do anything. See, once you reach week 12, this is going to be you. Wow, I can do anything, right? You didn't feel unstoppable. However, sooner or later, this stay pump will wear off and you will be back to feeling normal again. That is fine because during the 12 weeks, you will learn strategies you can use to get yourself back up again. I call this control. Control in this context is the ability to get back up emotionally. Control gives you the ability to create your own stay pump without needing to attend a seminar or motivational event. Rule 48 states that when your level of happiness is around the 40% level, in other words, you're sad, you must bring it back up to the 80% level. See, once you start to slide down, you don't want to go down to 30, 20, and 10 and 0. I mean, this is depression and suicidal. If you're down here, you're being suicidal. I mean, I'm just be blunt. You don't want to go all the way down here. By the time you reach 40, you have to go back up again. You have to go back up. From a purely practical standpoint, what you do is you bring it back up to 100 using what you learned during the 12 weeks. This will eventually come down and stabilize at level 80. This is control, the ability to increase your level of happiness at will. You can also do the same for self esteem and power. So that's rule 48. Once you hit around 40, you got to bring it back up to 80. The strategies to achieve control over how you feel are primarily taught in weeks 10 and 11 during the 2 week revolution. A revolution, again, is a time of concentrated mental programming. So, how to achieve control, which is basically to bring yourself back up emotionally, you're going to learn that primarily during Revolution 1 and Revolution 2, which are weeks 10 and week 11. Now, the ability to increase your level of happiness anytime you want may seem like science fiction to you right now, but that is only because you don't know how to do it. During the 12-week course, you will learn how to do this anytime you want. I mean, this is like science fiction, right? I mean, you're down here, then automatically you can go up anytime you want. I mean, that's science fiction, but not after you learn this stuff here. Once you complete the 12-week course, this will be routine for you. Going up from here to here, this will be routine. You can do this anytime you want. It seems like science fiction now, but it'll be your future reality. So control is level 4. And control is the ability to increase your level of happiness at will. So these are the 8 levels of my happiness system. To be honest with you, you don't really need all these levels of strategies, but it's good to know that these tools are in your toolbox just in case you need them. I mean, what you really need are the first 4 levels. The other levels are just extra, just in case. Just in case. For example, you may need all the levels if something like COVID hits again. If we are experiencing some kind of pandemic or some kind of international disaster, you will need all 8 levels. During the death of a loved one, for example, you will need all the levels. Getting fired from your job, if you experience a lack of motivation and drive. During a midlife crisis, I mean, during any kind of a emotional emergency, you will need all 8 levels. But for the most part, you just basically need the first 4. Now, on a personal note, if a crisis like COVID hits again, I will be super prepared for it because of this 8 level happiness system. See, it has built in redundancy. And basically, it doesn't matter what life throws at me, I'll be ready because of this 8 level system. And what this does is that it makes it possible for me to just completely overwhelm my subconscious mind with positive programming. And you will know exactly what that means at the end of the 12-week course.